Everybody. Today, we're just going to run through the NBA Finals, just as we do every year. Brad's not with me today. He's at a water polo clinic slash tournament, but nonetheless, we will get started just going through what's been an action-packed 4 games. Starting with Game 4. This game, I thought, will have a massive impact on the winner of the series. Suns win Game 4 on a couple nights ago, on Wednesday night. That means they take the series in probably 5 or 6 games. If the Bucks win, tying the series 2-2, it's a whole brand new series, and that is exactly what the Bucks did. Withstood some terrible shooting numbers, only 40% from the field and 24% from three, but took advantage of turnovers and better rebounding throughout the game, and really in the clutch locked down on Devin Booker and Chris Paul when they needed to do so, which was absolutely massive. Now, the Suns in this game really didn't play badly. I thought they were the better team for a large part of the game. But the fourth quarter came. Devin Booker was playing a little tentatively. He had 5 fouls. Should have fouled out a couple times, actually. There were some bad calls by the refs. But he wasn't himself in the fourth quarter. And Chris Paul really hasn't been himself throughout most of the series. He's been injured. He's had wrist problems. He's had some other issues going on. So, understandably, not quite playing up to his high standards, but this was a game defined by Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo, both guys playing 43 minutes. At 43 minutes, just basically putting it all out there. Chris Middleton with 40, Giannis with 26, and then solid games from the rest of the starters, except for PJ Tucker is not much of a scorer. And as you can see here, Mike Budenholzer is going with a super short bench, really only playing 7 guys heavy minutes. Jeff Teague is just a bit of a spell point guard to give some rest to Drew Holiday. But yeah, this is really shows how much the Bucks are going for glory here, because not playing anyone really, not playing guys like Bryn Forbes, who played a lot in the earlier rounds, and they're really just locking down this 8-man / 7-man lineup. Pat Connaughton actually plays a lot more than Brook Lopez. The Bucks closing lineup involves Pat Connaughton in for Lopez, and the rest of the 4 starters as well. So they're going small ball, and it's working. DeAndre Ayton not been himself for a lot of this. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, so game 4 goes to the Bucks, and that brings up the question: do the Bucks have what it takes to come down from another 2-0 deficit? They just did against the Nets in the Eastern Conference semis. And do they have what it takes to grab their first NBA title in like 50 years? I believe the answer is yes. I think that the formula right now, slow down Chris Paul, take out Brook Lopez, and just go small ball, has really worked for the Bucks. Giannis and Chris Middleton are showing up to play. And even if the shooting doesn't work out as it didn't in this game, the Bucks are still a good enough team defensively to win. They withstood Devin Booker's best game of the finals, 42 points on really good shooting numbers. They withstood bad shooting from their own gunners, such as Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez, and they really put up a great competitive game of basketball. Mike Budenholzer hasn't gotten a lot of credit. People make fun of him for not adjusting lineups, not adjusting his schemes to fit playoff basketball, but he actually has. He's had the Bucks go more. He's shortened his rotations. He's really taken Brook Lopez out of the game, which is a gutsy move to do, but I think it's the right call. Brook Lopez just isn't capable of being on the court in the finals. Too lead-footed, not a good enough shooter at the moment right now to justify being on the court for long stretches of play. And I guess Pat Connaughton filled that role with PJ Tucker being the de facto 5, but this is really a small 5-man rotation that works in the finals. And for the Suns, if they want to get back into this, if they want to get 2 more wins in the series, Their formulas in game 1 and 2 were just good basketball, team basketball. Chris Paul and Devin Booker combining for over 50 points. When Chris Paul and Devin Booker combined for over 50 points and limit the turnovers, as you see here, Chris Paul 5 turnovers, a couple of backbreaking ones in the fourth quarter. Devin Booker had 4 as well in this game. If those two limit the turnovers, shoot effectively, and get buckets, it's up to the rest of the Suns players just to fill that void, because I do think the Suns have a great supporting cast, but DeAndre Ayton needs to score more than 6 points. Mikal Bridges needs to take more than 4 shots. And once again, a short 8-man rotation being used by Monty Williams. Cam Johnson's been the best guy off the bench for this team in this finals, but Cam Payne is definitely capable, as he proved in the Western Conference Finals. And Torrey Craig's a good glue guy. So if the supporting cast shows up, and I'm really looking at Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton here. Jay Crowder knows his role as a veteran, but these two are young, third-year players that need to just figure things out. Sorry about that.
This game is not that complicated.
That's unfortunate. But yeah, this comes down to Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton making plays, hitting open shots. Mikal Bridges has really struggled with his confidence, especially in the fourth quarter of games, and DeAndre Ayton really has to be aware and alert and ready to score. He needs to be not just alert, aggressive in the paint. But it's 50-50 right now. I wish I had Brad on just so I could hear his thoughts on what he thinks will happen. As of now, I'm going to go with Bucks in 7. I just think that Chris Middleton and Giannis have found something. Mike Budenholzer has found something with Pat Connaughton in for Brook Lopez. And the Suns, I don't know. They could easily do it. Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton need to combine for better than that. If they do, the Suns could easily win this series as well. But I give the odds to the Bucks right now. It's going to be really tight. Finals MVP if the Bucks win. Honestly, it could either go to Middleton or Giannis. I think over the course of the series, Giannis has been better. But Chris Middleton has just been unreal in the Bucks wins. And look, if he has another 2 games like he just had on Wednesday night, this Finals MVP could easily go to Chris Middleton. For the rest of the Bucks team to perform up to expectations, Pat Connaughton needs to keep hitting shots. Look at that, plus 21 point differential. And I guess Drew Holiday needs to go better than 4 for 20 from the field if they're to continue to win games. I know they won with him doing that, but he's their third scorer, needs to play like it. And they really need to rely on these 2 guys heavily. So that's going to be the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going with the Bucks and Chris Middleton as Finals MVP.